Hello everyone, this is Jason Goble. I'm going to talk to you today about employee engagement. There are many things that we have to look at when we look at employee engagement, and this YouTube video is not about what classically is employee engagement. There are several videos out there that talk about what classical employee engagement is. This video is to talk about how we can change it, how we can influence it, how we can actually use it to our benefit for our financial results, for our profit and loss, and how we can change, make the morale of the company a lot higher and really influence that. So a couple of the problems that we might run into with employee engagement is that morale of the department might be low, and the morale of the company might be low. The productivity is at all-time lows. The employee turnover is at all-time highs. The cost of the company is at all-time high. The profits are low and not meeting expectations. Employees are missing work. They do not complete their assignments or their projects on time. No new ideas or projects are started by employees. Employees don't feel like they can be engaged at work. Employees feel like they're not accomplishing anything. They feel like they're not winning. They feel like nothing is really happening here at work, and so they feel like they can't compete. And so there's a lot of things that are happening with employees that we have to look at and understand what's going on. Now, there are three different things that we've looked at that really help us understand what's going on in the company and what's happening in a company. There's basically, it boils down into two different things. It's engagement and data. Now, data, what we're talking about is like big data. We're talking about structured and unstructured. We're talking about all sources of data that a company might have access to find out what's happening with their employees, when they're taking their breaks, how often they're taking their breaks, their relationship with their manager. There are a whole bunch of other things that we're looking at in terms of what the employee is doing, and be able to analyze that and predict off of those data sets and see what's going on. By doing that, we can see the engagement level or the activity level of those employees, because engagement really is how much they want to fulfill the process, or how they are emotionally involved in the process of the company in general. And but by doing that, we can start to see what they want to be doing, what they don't want to be doing, and how we can enhance what they want to be doing and get rid of what they don't want to be doing, so that they have better engagement, we have better results. And but by combining the engagement data with the big data sources, we can start to predict off of that and start to see what's going to happen to the company in general, predicting both financial results and also morale, and see what we can do to influence morale, and see where we can go from there. Now, the way that we go about doing this is we go about it by tracking human behavior and human traits, first of all. And by tracking human behavior and human traits, we start to understand what is happening, what's going on, and when things are going to be happening, and how often they're going to be happening. We start to track things like patience and like humility, and like how often they take lunch with their coworkers, how often they laugh at work, how often a lot of the things that we just kind of look past at work, but are very engaging type of results, and it's very engaging type of behavior, because behavior leads to engagement. And engagement things are like what they're actually doing at work, like how often they're accomplishing their projects, or how often they're doing their job, how often they come up with new ideas, how often they come up with a new process, or things like that. Things that are helping the company out, or adding value to the company. But by doing that, we can understand what they're doing, and how often they're doing it, and what they're doing. And that's really key, because when we combine human behavior and human traits, and we combine that with engagement, and combine the two together, then we start to see results, and we start to see tracking and reporting. And that's really what's important here, is that we need to see how the results are affected by both engagement and behavior. And but when we start seeing those variances, we start to see what's going on and what's happening. And that's really what the key to all of this is that we need to start to see how engagement and behavior are affecting our results. And here's some data that we have pulled in terms of what we've done with a couple companies as well. So here you can see here like continual learning, ethics, hard working, humility, obedience, patience, process improvement, seeking to do the right thing all the time, service to customers, teaching. These are all behaviors that employees need to be focusing on. And we need to understand how those things are happening and how often they're happening. And the interesting part about this data platform that we can give to you and show to you and help you develop is that we can start to see like who's doing what, like who's hardworking. Well, Bob's hardworking. Well, that's great and wonderful. What about process improvement? Oh, Katie's doing a great job in process improvement. We need to maybe give her a raise. So there's a lot of things that we can understand by looking at the data and having this data information, both from the big data sources and from the engagement sources, to see what's happening, what's going on. Because by that we can move into engagement. We can start to see who's making mistakes, who's correcting their mistakes, who's finding the right solutions, who's helping others with change, who's helping the learning process, who's improving the current processes, who's making presentations, who's talking to leaders, who's sourcing new solutions, who's talking to people, who's doing what, and how often they're doing. This is very customizable in terms of what each employee is doing and what each employee is achieving. As we can see here, we can see who's finding out. Jason's finding all the right solutions. Maybe we should have him do a presentation. Well, who's doing presentations? Maybe he should talk to Jane and find out how he's doing presentations. Well, who's fixing their mistakes? Oh, Bob is fixing a lot of mistakes. Maybe he can give us a thing on process improvement. Or what about sourcing new solutions? Oh, Becca's finding new solutions for all of our products. So maybe we should all talk together and help each other out. Because as we can see, Becca's also doing a lot of talking. So maybe that's the reason why our cost is dropping. So again, we see a lot of things are happening, and they're going about the way that to make sure that we are achieving all that. Now, the interesting part is how it all comes together. Now, at the end, by combining the behavior and engagement, we can see the big picture. We can see predictability. We can see that employees are happier. We can see customers and suppliers are happier. Our margins are higher. Our profits are higher. We have improved relationship with both internal and external customers. We have reduced costs and we are increasing our profitability. We have our strategic planning is more successful, and we see why we're able to implement all those changes. Our department is unified. Our company is unified. People want to come work for us. People want to be a part of this, and that's really what we're trying to get here is not just so much can we get the job done, but can we do it and be happy about it and make sure that all of our employees are engaged. Again, we can see that there's people that are doing different things, and that's very important for us, because as we can start to see all the different data, that we can see who's doing what and how often they're doing it. Because by understanding the data and seeing what's going on, we can start to see about the revenue. The revenue is going up right where it's supposed to be. We've increased by several $1 million this past year. That's a great win. What happened to our profit? Our profit went up. Our profit's gone up dramatically as well, and that's very important. That's very key. What's happened to our margin? Our margin's gone up as well. It's gone up 5-10%, which for some industries is great, is wonderful. That's really what we're trying to achieve here is by looking at that, and by understanding both the behavior and the engagement part of things. Not just so much what it is, but what can we do to influence it. And by combining big data sources and combining engagement level data and combining those two data sources together, we can start to see how we can increase our margins, how we can increase our profits, how we can have happier employees, and how we can be doing all this type of information. So the question is how can you get a hold of us? Well, the way that you can get a hold of us is by emailing either one of these email addresses. We'll be more than happy to respond and to help you out with whatever you might need. You can also call or text us. We'll respond as fast as we possibly can. If you're looking to get started a little bit sooner, go ahead and go to Amazon.com and search GRG Consulting, and we will be. There's a couple products there that can kind of get you started and get you moving forward. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any comments, please leave that below. We'd be more than happy to respond to any of your comments. We also look forward to talking to you in the future. We're hoping you have a great day. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.